Hello and welcome to Game Reactor Live, the #1 Game Reactor live stream on the interwebs. I am Nick, and I'm joined here by the one and only second place Forza guy, Thomas.
Did all you realize how bad Nick is at Call of Duty? Huh?
Yeah, all right. Let's be friends for now.
I hate you.
We have to kind of catch up a little bit on what happened yesterday. Yesterday we played Grand Theft Auto Online, and we played with some of you out there, and we were lucky enough to have some of our big posters, and lucky enough to be able to share one of those with you. And the guy who did the best overall, who was there pretty much the whole time and helped out and killed me a lot.
Which doesn't take a lot.
Well, maybe not. He did really well. Frank,
or as you call him,
Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank. He won. We were supposed to Skype him in, but he's not here right now. So we'll see if he's here in a little bit. And you're going to be joined by Philip in a little bit to play Joan Starve. But so I guess we're getting the hip hop cam on now, can we?
Hip hop.
Lamar.
There it is.
By the way, Lamar is awesome.
Yeah, and this is the vinyl poster.
Yeah, and it's like it's folded, so it's like way big. But he won that, and we'll try to get him on. He's not online right now, so I guess
Frank? Where you at?
Check later.
Huh?
But yeah, I think I'll just give the controller to you. We'll play some Don't Starve, and then we'll get Philip in here. And yeah, congratulations again, Frank. And I'll see you guys tomorrow while we'll do news and Call of Duty.
And I think if we don't get him today, possibly we're going to try to get Frank tomorrow. So
but we'll see if he's on, and if not, we'll get him tomorrow. Yep. But yeah, tomorrow, GR Friday nights, Call of Duty, and news. And now, Don't Starve.
And remember to sign up for Call of Duty at, what's the email?
Just I think go on Facebook, check GR Friday nights on Facebook, that's the easiest thing. So go do that, and I'm out of here. I can't drop the controller. See ya.
Yeah, there you go.
It's okay.
Okay, so we are gonna play Don't Starve on PlayStation 4. It was it's just been announced as being part of PS Plus. So everyone who has PS Plus is actually able to download the full game right now. And I believe it even debuted on PS Plus, so it's pretty big deal. It's been in beta on PC Steam for a while now, where it's apparently done pretty good sales numbers, and that's actually how I started playing. I bought it right from the start, played the beta, haven't played it since. But Philip, who's joining me right now, has played the PS4 version, right?
Yes, I have played it quite a bit.
Yeah, and I think you should have this.
I'll get the honors.
Yeah. And for me, at least, I'm really excited to see what has happened to the game since then, because, as I said, it wasn't beta back then, and one of the things I really liked about how Klei treated it was like almost a Minecraftian way of saying, this is a beta, we're gonna add stuff, and every time they added stuff to it, it was like a huge thing to the game. It was new characters, new ways to interact with the world, so I figure a lot has happened since then.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, should I go ahead and launch it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, here we go. So we're just going to jump right in here and play it. Make a new character here.
You still only have one character from start, right?
Yes, I believe so, yeah, you do. You have to unlock them as you play.
Yes. And unlock is still done by surviving for a certain number of days.
Exactly. The more days you survive, the more experience points you get at the end of your survival round.
Yeah, and I guess we should try to explain the game for people who don't know anything about Don't Starve. You want to have a go at it?
Yeah, well, Don't Starve is a, how should you call it, a survival game, pretty much. Slightly roguelike in the fact that you do not, when you die, it's permanent.
Yeah, permadeath.
Permadeath, and also the world generates randomly every time. And here we go. So we're going to wake up here in the world. And our main goal is basically just to survive from now on. And to do so, I'm going to have to use different items that I find around the world. So here we have some flowers. I'm going to pick some of those. What you'll notice is in the top right corner, I got 3 bubbles that I have to keep an eye on. I got my hunger, which is the little stomach, the yellow one. I've got my health, which is the heart, the red one. And then I've got my mind, which is the orange one.
Your mind.
My mind.
Yeah.
Which is basically going to determine if I'm going crazy or not. And different factors will go into that. So I just picked up some twigs. Going to pick some berries here. That's good for food. And also the reason why I'm picking flowers right now is because having played it for a little while, I know there's a little trick with these. Because one of the trickiest things to keep up is actually your mind as the game progresses. Oh,
okay.
But picking flowers will, just by picking a flower, your mind will jump up a couple of points. It makes you happy to pick flowers.
Yeah.
And once you've picked a certain amount of flowers, you'll have enough flower petals to make a little item that will help along the way.
With your sanity.
With my sanity, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Oh, and here we go. This is one of the most important things you're going to want to look for in the beginning. Flint.
Yes, for fires.
For fires, for making tools. Because basically you don't start with any tools whatsoever, with this character at least.
Yeah, and as some might have noticed already, this is a game based on a full day cycle. So there's night, and at night you get attacked by monsters, spiders. And
exactly, sort of Minecraft-like, that the monsters come out at night. And also the darkness is very much your enemy, so you're going to want to have a fire or something that you can protect yourself. Oh, here we go. See, this is one of the examples of the randomly generated levels. I just found a feather hat. I don't know if it does anything or if it just makes me look cool.
Makes you look really cool.
All right, I'm a bird.
Cool.
Oh, and here we go. Here's another rare thing that you'll find around the place, because although death is permanent, you can find these little shrines or these touchstones. If I activate it, now if I die, I will respawn here. So
really?
there are respawns now.
Okay.
I don't know if there was in your...
No. Actually, the only time I saw the pigs that are impaled here was when I tried to invade the little town. Okay. I actually made a house in the middle of the town and just like assimilated into the pig tribe and then killed them all.
Okay.
Yeah, so I haven't seen this before.
But yeah, they've added them. They're scattered around, and again, it's randomly generated, so you might get lucky, you might get unlucky. Oh, here we go again. A walking cane. I'm getting a lot of good stuff. Yeah. The walking cane increases my run speed around the area. And it doesn't look like it degrades. The hat does, but the walking cane doesn't. I should probably unequip the hat until I know a bit more. Because usually when they degrade just by wearing them, they have some kind of passive effect. Yeah. And I can imagine maybe the feather hat, I don't know. Oh, what's this? Okay, these are just, they look like footprints for a second. You never know with this game. Even though I've played it extensively, I still find new stuff happening. Yeah, that was actually one of the things I was going to ask you about. And it still seems to be this way. But when I tried to play this game the first time, I was really amazed at that the game tells you almost nothing. It's pretty much just you do what you do, you experiment with the different stuff that you pick up, and maybe you'll be able to explore something that you haven't seen before. Yeah. I mean, the biggest sort of tutorial I found for this was just using the Wikipedia page. Exactly. Just like the first time I started playing Terraria. Google is your friend, pretty much. It really is. So that was also the way that you learned your way around? Exactly. Every time I came across something new that looked kind of weird or strange, I would Google it and try and figure out what other players had experiences with it, but it still seems like there's a lot of uncertainty. Yeah. Okay, here we're going into the evening cycle. In the top right corner, you can see it says day 1, and it's got a little clock going around, and it will actually show the time of day. And the length of day and night cycle will vary depending on the season as well. Wow. Because there's a summer season and a winter season. Yeah. You start in the spring. Summer season obviously being the easiest, winter is the hardest. So now my sanity is starting to go down, because I guess my character is getting nervous from the darkness. But it doesn't look like the character who would get nervous, though. He looks like a mad scientist or something. But they will start making different facial expressions as you progress, and as their sanity goes down, they'll start having a little paranoid, like looking over their shoulders all the time. But again, it's only evening now. I can still run around. I can still chop down trees and everything. But once I get to the very dark point, I need a fire or something to give me light. Because otherwise you will get killed by an invisible enemy that will attack you in the darkness. And also being in darkness will degrade your sanity a huge amount. And the enemies in this game, at least they were when I played it, are actually kind of nasty. I mean, you hear them crawling around in the darkness and just trying to attack you every time you don't have a fire near you. So yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, well, here I'm going to open up the crafting menu. I used that just before as well to make my axe. So you have the tools here. Some of them are locked, and it'll even say at the bottom, use a science machine to build a prototype. So the first time that you build some of these items, you need a science machine for it.
Yeah.
Afterwards, you've learned it, then you can keep going.
Oh,
so
really? You don't even have to be near the science machine anymore?
Once you've built it once, you know it.
Wow.
Then you know
okay.
the blueprint for it.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to build a campfire here. And I should be careful where I place it, because if I place it too close to other trees,
it will catch
I
fire.
will start a fire. And I have experienced forest fires going quite out of control. Also, you'll notice the trees actually grow. This is a medium-sized tree. I'm just going to chop it down just to make sure I have enough firewood to make it through the night. But obviously, the best thing you can do is to go for the bigger trees, because they carry more lumber.
Yeah.
Because also, you'll notice down here at the bottom, the axe also degrades the more you use it. And this basic axe, it takes about 15 hits to take down a big tree. And so you're going to want to watch that as a resource as well. Later on, you can get better axes using gold and such, so you can make these elegant axes and so on. Yeah. All right, well, right now there isn't much we can really do except maybe cook ourselves some food, because as we can tell on the yellow bubble up there, the hunger is starting to go down. Now, I picked some carrots before. Oh, I'm just throw some more stuff on the fire here. Use some pine cones. I can eat a carrot raw, which is not going to increase my health a huge lot, but I can also cook the carrot at the fire. And I get these little sliced pieces of carrot, and I can eat those, and they give me slightly more.
And later on you'll even be able to combine all these ingredients to certain dishes, right?
Yes, you'll be able to construct, I think it's in this here, if we go through, oh no, maybe it's further down. It hasn't unlocked that category yet because I don't have the science machine, but you'll be able to make a crock pot, basically. So it's a big pot that you put you can put up to 4 ingredients into. Yeah. And depending on the combination, you'll actually be able to make some pretty fun things.
Yeah, you can even cook the meat from your enemies, I remember.
Yeah. That's the thing. We'll probably come across that as well during the playthrough. But some enemies, like the monsters, will drop monster meat. But eating raw or cooked monster meat will actually hurt your sanity quite a bit. Yeah. But if you cook in a crock pot with only one of those and some other stuff, it'll actually negate the negative effects. Nice. So you can actually use monster meat once you have a crock pot. Or you can use it for feeding other creatures around the world and stuff like that.
By the way, we should say that if you're watching this and you want to participate or have any questions, you can join us on our IRC channel, and there should be a shortcut on pretty much every site of ours to it. So any questions, just go ahead and ask us.
Okay, well, I just noticed up there that we have a wormhole. I'm going to go back to that in a second once I've picked up this lumber here and then these berries down here, because berries are, and carrots. It's actually a good area right here. Because what you want to do once you get to a certain point is you want to find a place to make your base camp. A place where you have the resources that you need kind of within reach. Yeah. And then you can start building up your base there, plant little farms, you can have a little ecosystem going. All right, these wormholes are
new.
They're new? Okay, well, it'll be news to you as well. They're little teleporters, basically. Okay. So I can jump in, and it will spawn me at another wormhole somewhere in the world.
Randomly?
Randomly? Well, yeah, they are connected. So if I jump back in, I'll go back to where I came from. So I can check the map. I'm pretty close to where I was before, if we zoom in. I came from the wormhole up there, you can tell, a little mouth. Yeah. And I went down here. So it's basically like a quick gateway to get down here. Sometimes the wormholes will take you very far, and it'll take you to a completely different type of area that you might need. So it's good to have near your camp, so you can quickly go in and out to gather different things.
I know that the game launched pretty recently on PS4, but do you know, have the developers said anything about them updating the console version as often as they do the PC version?
I have not heard anything about it, but I could imagine that they would.
Yeah, and again, it really doesn't seem like Sony has any restrictions on that sort of
stuff. No, Sony
so.
seems to be quite good when it comes to that kind of stuff. Also, considering their new policies that were introduced recently with how they go through the QA process.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, good point.
Okay, well, I've collected enough flower petals now to get back to the little trick that I know that I would recommend everybody doing. It's in the...
Pro tip.
Exactly. You want to make a garland, which is a headgear. You'll see in a second. There we go. But you'll notice during the daytime, my sanity will continuously go up passively as long as I wear this garland. Okay. And in the beginning, it's quite an easy item to make because it takes, I think, 12 flower petals, and you find flowers pretty much everywhere.
Is that also an item that degrades?
Yes, it does. And you'll notice at the bottom, all of the food items have kind of a green background. They'll degrade by the green bar going down,
yep.
hit orange, then red, and in the end it'll turn into rot or mulch. And you'll notice the garland I'm wearing down here has the same green background. So it doesn't have percentages because it doesn't degrade by taking damage or anything. It just degrades kind of like the flower petals would.
Yeah.
All right, so I should probably start focusing on building myself a science machine so I can start making more interesting stuff. And also, in order to make a proper base camp, you're going to want to make not a normal campfire, but a fire pit, which requires rocks. But it makes it a bit more of a permanent fireplace, because once the campfire dies out, there's nothing really there left. Oh, here we go. We got some flint, some rocks, and a pickaxe, which is nice because then we don't have to build it ourselves. The items that you pick up around the world don't come usually with full durability. They're usually, because again, the idea is that this person died using it, so we can look at it as well. Better him than me. That's also a nice little touch to the game, that every character has their own personality and their own reactions to the world.
Yeah, someone already asked in the chat if multiplayer is part of Don't Starve.
Yeah, it is not. It is a full-on single-player game, and it is kind of sad because I found myself several times during my playthrough kind of missing someone to share it with. I mean...
yeah, also because it's a game that's very focused around exploration.
Exactly.
And oftentimes some of the strange things you see you really want to share with people, right?
Exactly. But yeah, it could really benefit from some kind of system where you could play 2 players in the same world or something. You can kind of log on, like without being simultaneously on.
Yeah, it was
go visit your friend's camp and like a persistent world.
Just the skeleton that you noticed before.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of that the game could have included something like the Dark Souls system.
Exactly. I thought that as well. Like kind of leave a little note or something, or like a player name, who died here, why, and how. Yeah. Okay, so it's evening again, and I have not had a lot of luck finding... Ooh, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to show this off once it's daytime. The suspicious-looking dirt pile you'll find around the
descriptions are awesome.
Yeah, they are. There's a lot of humor in the game as well.
Yeah. Also, the character will still go even more dirty and stuff like that the longer you survive, right?
I'm not sure if that happens, but I mean, this character here, we didn't really touch on it when we chose the character. Each character has a special ability.
He gets a beard or something.
Exactly.
Right?
His one ability is he grows an awesome beard.
That's true.
So yeah, he's the most basic character. He doesn't have any kind of superpower like some of the others do.
No, without spoiling anything, I remember in the beta the next character that you unlocked was a girl.
Yeah.
Who didn't need a flint to put on fires, right?
She does need it to make a campfire, but she has a lighter.
That's how it is. Yeah.
Every character in the game seems to have some kind of dark past, something that kind of made them deserve to be in this kind of hell that they're in. Yeah. And I'm not sure about this scientist guy. I mean, he could be a mad scientist. He might have done some bad experiments or something. The little girl that you mentioned, which is the next unlockable character, seems to have a very close relationship to fire and things burning, and also her background picture when you choose her. So I think she might have a bit of a pyromaniac in her. Yeah. And again, every character has their own kind of... You can tell there's some dark backstory from their comments and their reactions to the world. Again, this guy seeing a skeleton and saying "better him than me" shows off a bit of personality right there.
And also the sort of strange but dark vibe also comes through in the graphics.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is like 2D, pretty simple drawn graphics, but everything is sort of Tim Burton-esque.
Exactly. I was just about to say, if you look at the character now with the dark eyes and the eye sockets and so on. Okay, it's getting really dark now. Again, you can inspect the campfire. He'll notice it's getting a bit low. I'll throw some more firewood on there. It's nice and comfy. And another thing, like an example of abilities, the little girl that we mentioned as well, who's a pyromaniac, will actually gain sanity from standing in fire. She will not take fire damage. She will even gain sanity from standing in it.
Of course.
So, so she's one of the easier characters to keep the sanity up, because the sanity will always go down on every character at night, except for her if you put her in a fire.
Yeah. The amount of days that each character has to survive to unlock the next character, are they different from each character? Or?
I didn't actually have a chance to notice because I just kind of played fluently. And it was a very big variation to how many days I survived because sometimes I just got over eager and got killed in a silly way or forgot to light a fire. So, but I think it's about the same for each character, or maybe it increases a slight amount. But
and so far, how many characters do you know that?
I think there's 6 or 7,
wow,
and then there's 2 other characters which I have not unlocked yet because they're very much towards the end game, and you don't unlock those by playing, but by doing certain things in the game.
Okay.
Because there is a sort of challenge mode as well in this game. Basically, right now we're playing survival mode, which is just the bread and butter of the game. But there is in every world a big portal which you can enter, and then you get to play through a series of worlds that each have a challenge. Something like, it's winter, you can't use this item.
Okay, that's nice.
And if you go through every single one of the challenges, you complete the game.
Okay.
And yes, during these challenges that you'll be able to unlock the 2 other characters. All right, so let's take a look at this dirt pile here. Animal track. Tracks left by food, I mean an animal. Again, I love the personality there. And it's heading this way. Now, these footprints will spawn randomly. There are a few around the world. And you have to find the first footprint for the second footprint to appear, and so on. So this one's heading this way. So it's a bit of a treasure hunt you're on here. And in the summertime, it's fairly easy, but once it gets to wintertime and there's snow on the ground, they can be pretty tricky, even though you know which direction you have to head into. Yeah, we got one more over here.
And I suspect this was yet another thing you learned through reading Google?
Well, I started following the footprints when I found the first one, and I figured, what's this? But once I found the animal, I did have to Google what I had to do because, as you'll see in a little bit, because the animal will only spawn as well until I've uncovered all the footprints.
Yeah. It's just like I mentioned before we started playing, a lot of stuff has clearly been added to the game since I played it.
Yeah.
And it was pretty expensive already at that point in time. So
there we go.
Wow.
It's actually a cute little animal.
You say cute.
I think it's cute. It's
called. It has horns.
It's called the koalephant.
Of course it is.
Adorably delicious. And basically, this elephant will just kind of hang out. It won't do anything. It'll actually run from me. But the reason why this elephant is important is because its trunk is very useful.
Yeah.
So to survive a full season, I will have to kill one of these.
Aww.
Which is, yeah, I did it yesterday. I killed one, and I felt really bad. My girlfriend was there. She was kind of mad at me for...
Didn't talk to you?
Yeah. But it is necessary because you do need it to craft a vest, which will help you against the cold.
Okay.
For now, I'm just going to leave it because I don't have the necessary gear to take it out.
You can't use the bisons for that?
The bisons will also, they're over here. Yeah, we know it's right up here. They can also be killed for their fur, and they'll also give you some stuff, but not as good like vests.
Okay, so when you said you had to,
yeah,
it was kind of like a truth, modified truth. You really wanted to, you saw it was cute, you became its friend, you killed it, slaughtered it,
got it. Well, you can build, what's it called, sleeping bags and stuff from the fur of the...
But that isn't good enough for you.
No. I wanted to have the pimped out vest. It's the same
it's
with...
just a little detail to remember when you say I had to.
Well, it's like the real world. When you want it to be warm, cute animals have to suffer. Okay, so... let's take a look around here, because again, to get back on track of what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to find some rocks, and not just any kind of rocks, because there are two different kinds. There'll be the normal pile of rocks, and then there'll also be the ones that have gold in them, and I need gold to make my science machine. Okay. And they're usually...
I see you also picking up manure.
Oh yes, I forgot to explain this. Yes, it's not just a little fetish I have picking up poop. I will need that to kind of build up my farm. You need manure and so on. So and this is actually a very good area that I found right here, because these beefaloes that they're called.
Not bisons, beefaloes.
they're a steady source of this manure, which can be used, yes, for farming, but also for your fire.
Yeah.
It's a good way of keeping your fire alive.
Organic fuel. Can they still? I remember that happening a couple of times to me in the beta. Can they still stampede you?
I haven't experienced a stampede, but I've experienced that they go into heat, where they become aggressive towards anything. They get little red bottoms. You have to stay away from them then. And also, then after the period where they're in heat, some of them will have young beefalo following them, and you want to stay away from those as well because they're very protective of their young.
Yeah, that might have been what happened to me.
See, I'm going to be in trouble here in a second if I don't, because I was not paying attention to what I was doing.
And you don't want to start a fire near the beefalos?
No, but the thing is, I don't have the materials to start a fire. I used all of my wood, so I can make, if I have to, a torch. But that won't last all night, and it's not going to
there you see the spiders.
Yeah, there are spiders in the game as well. We'll get back to those as well in a bit. Now I just really need to find, because I'm kind of in a grass field here, so it's not great for trees. Trying to find my way out of it before night falls completely. Yeah, that's the thing. Ooh.
What is this?
I found one of these yesterday as well, and I learned my lesson not to touch the chest. Again, I'll come back to here as soon as because again, otherwise I'll just be dead and there won't be much to show.
We have some silly use in the chat called, I can't even pronounce his name, Lee something, I don't know why, who is complaining about the game having permadeath. I think we should just say that he needs to man up and learn to play the game.
For sure.
Yeah.
I have found a way to circumvent the permadeath. As a PlayStation Plus user, you are allowed to upload your save game to a cloud. So if you get to a point where you're very happy with being at, you can upload your save game to the cloud, and if you should die, you can download it again, overwrite the old save, you'll start from where your save game was from.
Again, you seem like such an honest guy, and like now you're just proving yourself to be a killer.
And a cheater.
And a cheater. Wow.
And also a quick pro tip, using the cloud is not always the safest bet because it will overwrite as a PlayStation Plus member. Every 24 hours it will upload. So if you've uploaded your save game to where you want it to be at, you go and mess around and you forget to download it again. Yeah. So also a USB stick can also be copied onto there. So
if you want to be a pro cheater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just managed to start a fire here, and I should get some food because my stomach is getting empty. Also, you'll notice that the little icons, right now it's only the stomach, but the stomach is kind of shriveling in because I'm getting hungry. So yeah, now it's filling up again. Let's cook some more carrots here.
I do like that you're able to play the game pretty passively. I mean, if you don't want to kill stuff, you can, for the most part, actually pick up, like, for instance, food and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you can make a full-on vegetarian character if you want to. Let me equip this one for later.
Of course, that would never be something that you do.
But I'm busy killing the koala.
Yeah. Oh, look, my friend, come here so I can kill you.
But again, that was the reason why I had to Google what to do with the koala elephant was because I was playing with the pyromaniac girl, and her reaction to the footprints was, "Oh, these lead to my new friend." And when I saw it, I thought, "Awesome! Can I ride this thing? Can I do something with it?
Keep it as my pet."
Or something like that. And at the time, I'd set up a camp where I didn't have any beefalo around, and the koala elephant also does produce manure.
Oh, okay.
So I managed to kind of herd it towards my camp, so it would just kind of hang out in the area.
Yeah.
And I would just be able to kind of use that for manure.
Can you actually put up a fence or something like that to fence
it in?
Yes,
you can build walls of different materials depending on kind of how much you progress with the science machine, and there's also an alchemy machine and so on. All right, so here, I did the mistake last time. You can see these wooden walls are craftable as well. So there's some beefalo wool, which is good.
I think one of the users just came up with a new nickname for you, the two-faced animal lover, or animal killer.
Two-faced animal killer?
Yeah. Two-faced animal lover, you can choose yourself.
Well, I did find out that the name Philip actually directly translates into horse lover when you look up the name. So,
coincidence? I think not.
Okay, I'm just gonna get all of the materials here. I could, if I had a hammer, break down every bit of wall here and take them with me.
Okay.
For the materials.
What about the bone? Can you use that for anything?
The bones are not usable. They're just, well, for this guy, creepy.
Creepy.
But yes, I'll see if it does the same thing as it did for me yesterday. When I opened the chest, boom, yes, it's booby-trapped. And yesterday I did not pick up all the stuff inside before I opened the chest, but there is something inside the chest which is very useful. Oh, what's going on over here? Oh, it's just kind of these flashy. So we're going to wait for the fire to die down, pick up some...
Yeah, and we should also say that setting fire to something can actually start a chain reaction, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can even use that to your advantage sometimes. You can set up little traps and so on with the fire.
Yeah.
And again, especially if you're using the pyromaniac girl.
Yeah.
If you're being chased down by a big monster, start a forest fire, run around in it. It's good for you and it's very bad for it. Okay, so...
What is it that you're picking up here?
I'm picking up some ash.
Oh.
This ash, you kind of have to be quick about it because the wind will blow at some point. Oh, now I've filled up my stack of... Just throw down this hat for now. Pick up a morsel here and... but it's used to, yeah, see now it's gone. It kind of blows away in the wind if you're not quick about it. But the ash is used to craft healing powders and such. You can also easily make your own ash by burning down trees and bushes and so on. But that also, again, comes at the risk of starting a huge fire. Okay.
Speaking of the PlayStation 4 version, the controls seem pretty... I mean, I know you have spent a lot of time on it, so it probably has become second nature to you, but the controls seem pretty smooth.
Oh yeah, I had no real problem getting into the controls. I mean, I choose between the items at the bottom of the screen with the right stick.
Okay.
Move around with the left stick, and then you can probably tell it says R2 and L2, so I can bring up a more detailed version of my inventory down here. I can move stuff around and such, and it pauses the game while I'm in it. And L2, I go into the crafting menu, I use my left stick, I move around left and right and such. So.
And I was right in saying before that this was the game that actually debuted on PS Plus, right?
How so? Do you mean the first game to come out on PS Plus?
No.
To come out on PS Plus.
Yeah, it wasn't in the PSN store before, right?
No, it launched as a...
That's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah.
I think.
But again, I mean, it's tough for Sony to launch a console with an offer like PS Plus because they do have to give the players at least one free game every month.
Yeah.
And with not many games out, they can't go to their back catalog and pick some games there.
True.
So they are kind of forced into these situations again with Resogun being free at launch as well, which is a really good deal.
It's, if you don't want to, I mean, it's probably one of the best deals to actually get people to sign up to something like PS Plus, right? You get free games like this and Resogun. I mean, why wouldn't you if you have a PlayStation 4?
Yeah. And I mean, I've been a PlayStation Plus subscriber since they launched
on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, since the service started.
Yeah.
And I have made my money back more than tenfold. I've been in the beginning. It was kind of slow when it came to the content that they released as free games. There was always the hated minis that came out. You got a handful of those, and they were really bad.
Yeah,
some of them, at least.
Almost none games, right?
Yeah. So at least they kind of listened to their community and they realized that this is not what the players want. Rather have one or two big games than a bunch of small.
Yeah, I've talked to Nick about it a lot because it's probably not the right thing to say that Sony have always had a clear idea for how they wanted to tackle their online division as in regards to the PlayStation. And it's so amazing to see them just, do something like PS Plus and from pretty much day one just nail it with free games for the users.
And on the PS4 as well, it very much, you can tell that there's some different people kind of running the ship now when it comes to this kind of stuff.
I completely agree.
Okay, so I've been around now for 4 days. Day 4 is almost over, and I have still not, if I take a look at my map, found any real area with rocks. There are these kind of barren fields that are just big fields of rocks, but still looking. And again, that's the thing with the randomly generated world.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, I had one game, I didn't even last a day because I found no flint at all, which was very frustrating.
Of course.
Because then nightfall came and I had to use a torch and I ran out of the materials there. And
one of our faithful viewers, Branko, is asking, do you know what the price is for the game if you don't have PS Plus? I
actually don't, because in the situation as a Plus subscriber, you don't actually get shown the price. It just says free in the store.
Of course, yeah.
So to find out, you could probably go into the store.sonyentertainmentnetwork.com. don't sign in if you're a Plus member, and then you can look at the prices there, because then it will treat you as a normal non-Plus subscriber.
Yeah, this is PS4 only, right? It's not been released for PS Vita?
No. Although I did hear from an interview that the developer is very much interested in a PS Vita version.
This would probably be a game that would do really good on PS Vita with
that being said, remote play.
Oh yeah.
I played it extensively using remote play as well, and it works perfectly. And this is one of those games that also takes into account remote play. I mean, some games it doesn't really work because there's an issue with the buttons missing.
Yeah, there's a heavy reliance on the R2 and.
Yeah, but some games, including this one, actually the game registers that you're on a Vita, and it will change the controls. So it won't say L2, R2. It'll just say L and R.
I didn't even know that was possible.
No, actually, another example is Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yeah.
When you want to, of course, left and right will be shoot and aim, but then what about your grenades? And instead of having a map to the back touch, you'll have little icons on the side of your Vita screen. So you can just touch those.
Freaking awesome.
And yeah, so you can cook your grenades just by touching the screen. Yeah, so the developers are actually able to go in and map specific buttons if it's connected to the Vita.
That's really cool. I didn't know
which makes it kind of inexcusable for games like Warframe not to introduce this. In Warframe, you actually have to use the back touch to aim and the back touch to shoot unless you go in and remap it completely.
Yeah.
And also, again, some games, I think Battlefield also, if you go in and check out the controller layout, if you're using remote play, it will actually show a Vita.
Okay.
So yeah, they've definitely, the whole remote play thing has been taken seriously this time at least.
Yeah, I knew that of course Sony wanted to push it, but I didn't know that there was a possibility for the hardware to actually, register. That is now on the PlayStation Vita and therefore change your controls, but that's amazing to hear.
Yeah. And also, I mean, if you only have the one controller and it dies, the battery dies, and you really want to play wirelessly, your Vita works fine as a controller. You can just ignore the screen on your Vita and just look at the TV because it runs both of them simultaneously.
Okay.
So
it seems like it's something that you've really explored.
Oh yeah, well, I've been a PSP owner since launch as well. Got the Vita at launch. I've been very much into the machines, but remote play has always been one of those little annoyances for me because it never quite worked and it seemed like Sony didn't know what to do with it. So I really tested it extensively when it did come out because as the PS4 launched, my impression was it was only playable on the local network. So when I started finding out you can actually play it away from home, and even if you have an iPhone or an iPad, you can set up a remote hotspot. You can play it on the bus. So, I mean...
And that works properly?
It works fine. I mean, again, whenever you're in a moving vehicle, the signal of your phone or whatever will vary, and sometimes you go into little dips, but...
Can you actually shut down the console with the use of your Vita?
Yes, you can. You get the full control, so if you go in and put it in standby or anything, it'll just tell you on your Vita, oh, your console just turned off. You can turn it back on. Oh, more rocks down here, that's a good thing.
Yeah, the only times I've tried it was just with Resogun, and that was a local area network.
Yeah.
But this sounds amazing.
One thing that I found out, also from Googling and such, because I was having trouble, oops, I'm coming up a rock area here, is do not activate the connect directly to the PlayStation option. It might seem like the best kind of thing to do, that you actually connect directly to your PS4 from the Vita when you're locally. But it seems that the PS4's Wi-Fi antenna doesn't have the best upload, which means that if you want the optimal, and it even says on their site as a guide thing that you want to be on your PS4 needs to be wired to get the optimum experience. So it's actually better to go through your own router onto the wired connection, because the Vita has a good antenna, but the PS4 not so much.
Yeah. Try to go to the right. Those, I don't know if it was just a strange rock or something like that.
Yes. Oh yeah. I almost skipped this one. These here are plugged sinkholes. Basically, there are these sinkholes around the world. I can open it up. I just destroyed my pickaxe. I need to build a new one. Luckily, I have the materials. So these sinkholes will appear around the world, and you have to use a pickaxe to unplug them, and you can go down into them. And these things are kind of a separate mode from the survival mode.
Okay.
I don't quite remember what they call them, but it's basically, you'll also notice the load screen will have different types of animals and stuff. I haven't explored these really. I went into one once and I died fairly quickly because, as you'll see,
I mean, you just got yourself a cool beard, so maybe don't die.
Well, see, there's a bit of light here now, but there's a lot of monsters down here, and actually, as you'll see in a second, the spiders will only come if I touch this right here for now.
Yeah.
But the light should, if it's nighttime upstairs, the light will die out. But you pretty much need some kind of constant light source to move around this area. And torches are not the most viable item because they do degrade very quickly. So you need you can build mining helmets and such. So this is kind of a leave it for later kind of thing. And again, do not set up your camp too close to these because at night they will spawn bats. And they are quite tricky and fast. And so here we go.
And you can't bury them once again, the holes?
Not from my experience, no.
Okay.
Okay, so we see here we have another little item that dropped. I should just eat a couple of carrots and make room for it. So I got a fire dart now, which is a weapon that I can use. I'm going to save that for later in case I need to fight something from afar. But actually, it looks like I'm starting to find an area here with some rocks. And again, it looks like I can actually build my science machine now. So now I just have to decide if I should set up camp down here near where there's a lot of rocks, or if I should set it up a bit closer to the beefalo where I can get the manure.
Beefalo. Awesome.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine as much gold as I can here before nightfall. I'm going to set up a temporary camp here, and then I'm going to move back to the beefalo and set up a permanent. Oh yeah, here's another reason why the rock areas are dangerous. This little guy up here, it's called a tall bird. These guys hurt a lot when they attack, and they are aggressive, as you'll notice.
And they also sometimes have their children with them, right?
Yeah, there were little eggs up there.
Yeah.
And that's basically what they're protecting. They're protecting their eggs. So if you get too close to their eggs, they will chase you, and it will chase you for a while. If you steal their eggs, they make a very good omelet. Again, animal killer. But you can also hatch them, apparently. Thank you, Google. And you can have a little, a small bird, I believe they're called, the young ones, follow you around. And they will, it's kind of like a pet that will follow you around, and it will grow eventually to get the size of a tall bird where it will become aggressive. Okay. So it is kind of like a temporary pet. You're going to have to unlearn to go to sleep.
And let's not be silly here. That is not an option that you would ever use, right?
Nope. Again, also, there is a whole karma system in the game.
Yeah?
I haven't actually been able to find a place where you can keep track of your karma, but basically doing certain things like killing the koalefant or killing small birds and such will reduce your karma.
Which will impact you how?
It will impact you in a way that if you hit a certain level of bad karma, you will start getting chased down by this character. The Krampus will come after you.
Okay.
The Krampus, for those that are not familiar, is actually, I believe, a German Christmas character, which is the one that comes and takes away the bad children. And basically, he will chase you around this kind of devil character and try and kill you.
Why not?
So if you're bad in the game, the Krampus will come get you. All right, so we're almost ready to
we'll have to call up our German editors and have them tell us the whole story about Krampus.
Yeah, and I actually believe there is an American Dad episode out focusing on the Krampus.
Wow, okay.
So that is also maybe a fun way to learn about it.
Yep.
Okay, so let's just set up a temporary fire now. And see, now I can make the fire pit, but I'm not going to make it here because this is not going to be my permanent area. Again, what you want to do is you want to set up a camp where you have a bit of everything going on around you. You have some, you can make these little farms where you can grow different things using seeds. You can also build a shovel, and then you can go out and dig up these berry bushes. I usually do this, and I build a little field of bushes next to me. And just have different things around you, so you always have a source of food.
Yeah, I remember relying a lot on traps for the birds.
Yes, yes, you can also build bird traps, that's right. And also traps to catching the rabbits we've seen.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, so again, I'm starting to get a bit hungry here because like, every night you kind of want to make up your mind of what am I going to do tomorrow? Am I going to focus on food or am I going to focus on crafting stuff? And right now, I'm doing okay food-wise because I have so many berries. And again, you can see they're starting to go into the orange. So I'm going to have to start using these as well before they completely rot. So I'm going to cook some of these to get my hunger up, because then the next day I can focus a bit more on the science machine and my camp.
Which everyone should do. Focus on the science machine.
All right, so I'm going to eat some of these.
How many days do you have to survive to unlock the first character?
I don't think it's that much. So I mean, if we want to check it out, I could probably just...
No. Again, you just got your cool beard. So. And
it will grow, although I don't know exactly. There's some discussions on the web whether or not the beard has some kind of passive effect. Maybe, like some people are considering maybe it giving you
run.
Is it just curious? No, here it's going to charge now. And it does. I'm running right through their nests as well.
Okay. Yeah, you asked for it, pretty much.
But again, even though they might catch up to me, all the creatures seem to kind of stop before they do their attack. So most of them, they are avoidable if you just keep moving. Take my walking cane here.
But had you been really sneaky, you could actually just have run up, picked up their egg, and...
As I've done before, being the animal killer that I am.
Of course.
But they do seem to chase you quite a lot longer if you're carrying their egg. So what I found is I would pick up their egg, I would run for a little bit, I'd put down their egg, they would keep chasing me, they would return to their nest, and I could go back and pick up the egg. Okay, so let me just see if I'm going the right way here. Yeah, it looks just right. Again, these little roads that you find around the area will actually allow you to move faster. So you're going to want to use the roads and also kind of set up your camp in a way that makes sense with some roads. So right here in the intersection.
Yeah, we have a user asking, can you make alcohol if you let the berries get old?
I don't think so. I believe they just turn into mulch, but that would be a cool idea.
Something for the next update.
I mean, they probably have a form you can go and suggest these kind of things.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to build my fire right now because there's no need for it, but I'm going to start setting up my science machine here. So,
I think it's about time we just let new users, new viewers know that we are playing Don't Starve on the PlayStation 4, which is, I would say, a survival game.
Yeah.
You know, packed into like dark humor and cool visual style and a lot of just strange stuff that you explore yourself.
Yeah. A lot of not knowing what's going on most of the time.
Yes.
But that's part of the fun.
Yeah, have a tablet or a smartphone ready if you want to progress in this game, because the game really doesn't tell you anything.
No,
pretty much.
But I like that idea as well. I mean, it really gives you the sense that you are this guy dumped into this world. It does have a little intro video showing a little story.
And before we started filming, some of the guys here at the office, we were discussing, this is kind of a new way to design games, pretty much, where it's pretty much, it just dumps you into the world and kind of lets you explore and go about the world yourself. I mean, Terraria pretty much did the same thing.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I had no idea how to play Terraria until someone just said, yeah, just go use the Wikipedia. That's how people learn to play.
Oh, here we go. Here's one of the first things you're going to want to build when you get a science machine, a backpack. Because this thing is going to help a lot. There you go. Look at all these extra inventory slots now.
User by the name of Thunderain actually asked like 20 minutes ago, where's your backpack? So there it is.
I needed the science machine, that's why.
Yep.
And now I can build as many as I want. Again, if I unequip it, it'll just land on the ground with all the items down in the bottom row here. So you can also kind of use them as little chests. You can also build chests, but I believe I need some more materials for that. So I should probably go, because again, that's another thing that you're going to want to have at your base is a couple of chests to store items in. Yeah,
now it's growing on me, and that's probably only because I know that at some point of time you're actually going to kill it.
But I will say in my defense, I actually never killed it myself because I knew it would harm my karma. So I would always kind of make other creatures in the world kill it. So I would herd it over to...
How is that better?
Well, it wasn't me.
Dance, my puppets, dance.
I mean, that works in court, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault. He ran over.
Fault. I didn't use the knife.
Okay, so I'm really not don't have a lot of stuff. Make an axe.
One of our Finnish editors, Artu, is just said, I try to avoid the wiki. I think it spoils some of the joy of the game. I mean, I partly agree. But also it is a game where you can pretty much just go around not knowing what anything does, not progressing at all if you don't sometimes find some help. So Artu, I partly agree, but also think that new players should use the wiki if they find themselves to be stuck.
So, just gonna go for some more wood here, because again, wood is the most necessary. Oh, is this a new wormhole? Or no, it looks like the one I already used. Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah,
Really?
I believe so. It's the one that just took me a bit away.
The one you used before. I like that they actually, take the whole wormhole name pretty seriously.
Yeah, exactly. And also, every time you use it, that's another thing I forgot to say before. Using it actually takes away a bit of your sanity.
Yeah.
So it is kind of a.
As it would in real life.
It doesn't feel quite so nice to jump into a big gaping mouth, which is apparently very slimy according to most of the comments from the characters. Also, again, getting back to the beard that I'm growing, which is getting quite nice now. There is actually the possibility of building a razor so you can shave your beard.
And you can also use the razor to shave the beefaloes, right?
I don't know, actually. I never tried it. I never actually.
In the beta.
Well, then you probably still can. There we go.
Wow, fancy.
Yeah, there we go. And this fire pit here is actually a lot safer as well. Stuff around it won't catch fire the same way as a campfire will, so it's easier to set up close to trees and such. Okay, so I should have enough material, like manure and such, to keep the fire going. So I'm going to use some of my wood to try and build a chest instead. So if I look here, a chest requires 3 of these wooden planks. And I can build those using wood. I can only build 1 plank now, though.
And with the chest, you'll be able to...
I'll be able to place the chest, and I can store some of my items at my camp that I don't use a lot, like the beefalo wool or...
You can't just throw them on the ground, or they will disappear?
Some items will disappear on the ground. Yep. And some items will get eaten by the wildlife and such, so...
Which is a nice feature.
Need some roasted berries here. Okay, I'm just going to check how I'm doing.
Artu's writing, shave that beatnik beard.
Yeah, there you go. So the next machine I'm going to want to build is an alchemy engine, which requires some more wood and some rocks. I think I can build some of the rock now. Oh, it's down here. Yeah, some cut stone. I believe I need 2 or 3 of these. Yeah, so now I just need some more wood planks. So I know that tomorrow, or the next day of the game, I'm gonna focus on wood and getting some more of that. And actually, I was just realizing I can build these luxury axes, but I need the alchemy engine to do so. But that's a golden axe that has quite a lot more durability, so I don't actually have to keep building a new axe every time.
Golden axe, great game. Yeah, it seems that they have set up the chopping speed from the beta.
Okay.
It might just be me, but I think I remember that it took way more, shots to actually break something.
Hi.
What's that?
I'm just being annoying.
Yeah.
No, actually.
You often are.
Thank you.
And this we hate.
Oh yeah.
So this
Killzone, Shadowfall.
for
Thinking if anyone is tempted, to get a free game that is actually normally not free, you could just give it away to some lucky reader.
And then also it's the red and white version, which gives it like 50% more awesomeness.
45. I would
40.
say.
Okay,
Yeah,
45. Yeah, I thought it was 50.
Close
My
enough.
bad. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. If anyone wants this, participate in the chat, and we will sort out some system.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks. Don't steal that, Philip. Even though you like to kill stuff.
I like to cheat and steal and kill animals. Oh, here we have another sinkhole. But I'm going to leave that one because it's a bit too close to my base camp. All right. There we go. My axe just died.
We have a user asking, do you find the rope or do you have to make it yourself?
The rope needs to be made by yourself from grass.
Okay.
Grass straw. So you need a science machine, and then it's the material you make, like the cut stone and the wooden boards from the basic materials you find. It's one of the easier ones to make because you find grass quite a lot. Like I've got some grass straws up here already I can use.
It seems like you really know your stuff when it comes to this game. How many hours would you say you've spent on it?
Oh, I don't really know. I'd say about 20 hours maybe.
Was it a game that you had any interest in before it launched on PS Plus?
I saw it actually on Steam.
Oh. Yeah.
Where I was very interested, but my problem is right now I don't have a computer that runs very well, so I was kind of bummed out that I couldn't get it, and then I read some reviews saying that it did get a bit repetitive towards the end, which I will to a certain degree agree with, but I'm actually glad that it came out on PS Plus, because then I got to try it, as with many things on PS Plus I wouldn't normally buy.
Yeah.
And I was actually surprised in a good way about it. Oh, here we have a little something as well.
What was with the circle over there?
You'll find kind of these weird circles, and these plants here, they're evil flowers.
Of course.
So you'll notice when I approach them, my sanity goes down quite a bit. So I don't want to go in there for too long. And they were surrounding this ring thing. And you'll find these weird items around the world. Again, without spoiling too much, you will need to find a series of items to construct a bigger item of these kinds. So whenever you find one, you want to pick it up and you want to leave it back at your base camp in a chest or so, because you will find lots of different items in lots of different areas.
How's that for a vague spoiler?
Well, I'm not going to say what you're going to build.
Obviously not. You're going to find things that you can combine to bigger things.
Yeah. Again, at first, because there are also useless things in the game that you'll find.
Yeah.
Just weird, pointless things. Garden gnomes that you can place and stuff like that. But again, it's a way of decorating your camp, I guess, if you want.
Yeah. Do you have any idea on how people should be able to win Killzone? Might be something that only an expert would know when it comes to this game. I don't know. We can think about that. We have an hour to go or something like that. But
yes, we could make it. I don't know, because it could go either way. Trying people guess how many days I'll last in the game. But if I make it all the way through, well, that could be a possibility too. But then we're gonna have to find a random draw.
Yeah.
It's not too accurate of a way of doing it.
No. But is there actually a set amount of days that you'll...
No, you can keep going pretty much
I thought so.
forever, except like if you do choose to go through the portal, you will to do the challenges. There is kind of an end game there.
Okay.
But before you go through that portal, you want to play a lot of days in the survival mode to build up your character, have the right items. Yeah. Really prepare your character for it. Because it is apparently not a very easy place to be. Could build a spear, which is a nice item to have, like a weapon. So I'll build some rope, then I have the rest of the materials.
Someone in the chat is saying that the version of Killzone we just showed looks like a pirated version of the game. I can promise you it's not. It's actually what we call a promo code, which is discs that we are sometimes sent for review. So they work on completely normal PS4s and PS3s and whatever, if it's a PS3 game, of course. So no worries, we are not trying to sell you pirated junk. That's not our style. Yeah, it's also what
so
we
for
use for
competitions.
competitions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's also a good way of making sure that the winner actually wants to win it and is not just planning on going down and reselling it at GameStop.
Double true.
Okay, so I skipped building a chest to build myself an alchemy engine here. And this is going to allow me to buy or make some cool stuff like the luxury axe. So I'm going to build this one just so I have it on me for when my other axe dies. What
Cool
else do I
design
have?
of the machine itself.
I'll build myself a regal shovel, which is nice to have as well, because if you come by a berry bush or whatever, you can actually bring it with you back to your camp.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I noticed you haven't found any of the pig cities yet.
No, that's actually surprising because there are quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Ooh, improved farm. I'll build one of those right away. But yeah, you'll find these little settlements where pigs live. These, I wouldn't call them exactly pigs. They're kind of like man pigs.
Yeah.
Who can? They're not aggressive. They'll talk to you. Not really have anything interesting to say, but you can feed them, and if you feed them the right foods, foods that they like, they'll actually become friends with you and they will follow you around. And if I start chopping down a tree, the pig will get angry at the trees and start chopping them down as well, beating them up until they break. So it's also a good way if you want to get a lot of trees chopped down at once. Bring a little pig friend along and then just go nuts. You can even just start one chop and he'll keep going until you tell him to stop, pretty much.
And that's when you usually stab them in the back. Right?
Exactly. Or lead him into a nest of spiders to get his pig meat. Okay, so I built myself a little farm up here, and I planted some seeds. And there's two different kind of farms. There's the basic farm and the improved one. And I usually skip right to the improved one because the basic one, the seeds take a very long time to grow.
Okay.
Whereas with the improved one, it actually takes 1 or 2 days, I think. Depending also on rainfall and such. If there's been rain, then it actually goes faster. In wintertime, it goes very, very slow.
Yeah.
Wintertime is definitely, I haven't made it through an entire winter.
Yeah, I never think I got to explore the whole, season thing in the game.
No.
So that sounds really cool. Also sounds very hard in a game that isn't necessarily the easiest of games
No.
to begin with.
The wintertime, basically, that's what I'm not doing a very good job of here, and I rarely do, is you really want to get ready for winter during the summertime.
Yeah.
Because this is where I have the time to run out. Because actually, you'll also notice now in the day cycle, the day takes up a good amount of the clock up there. Once you start getting to night, the night will actually take up more time than the day. So you'll spend a lot of time just sitting at your campfire, and if you don't have food ready to eat, you do risk, again, as the game suggests, to starve to death. You can freeze to death if you don't have the right clothes to put on.
Which is where the whole thing about you needing to kill stuff came up.
It wasn't something like, oh, that was a bee. I thought it was a butterfly. All right, we're just going to attack this bee here.
You whacked it around.
Oh, and I killed the butterfly too. But for some reason, butterfly wings fill you up quite nicely.
Okay.
Try and eat it here. So I'm just going to start picking some flowers again because I can tell, my head gear just disappeared, so I just have enough to make a new one now and keep my sanity up. Okay, so I should probably decide what I should go for next.
Someone is asking if it's possible to fish in the game.
It is, actually. You just noticed there I can build a fishing rod, but that means I'm going to have to go fight some spiders. I believe I found some somewhere. Again, spiders are also placed randomly around the world. Oh, and also, I didn't mention it before, but I actually found a second of these respawn shrines.
Okay.
Just northeast of where I'm standing right now.
Yeah.
So now I actually have 2 respawns. And the most recently activated one is the one that you spawn at next.
Yeah, but when you respawn, do you respawn with all your stuff?
No, you drop all of your stuff where you die. So when you respawn, you're going to have to go back and pick up all your stuff.
Okay.
Oh, and here was a good time for the shovel. And it can be dangerous during the winter time.
Of course.
You'll always respawn at dawn, so you're not respawning in the middle of the night without anything. The game is at least fair at that point. But But yeah, you might want to hurry if it's winter time to go and get your warm clothes and so on.
Yeah.
Because once you do start freezing, your health does go down quite fast.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. There's evil flowers again. That usually means that there's something around here that they're kind of protecting. Oh yeah, see, here we go. In here, you see this tree here. Totally normal tree. These trees are used. I'm going to get out of here before my sanity goes completely crazy. You chop these down, and then you get these special bush hat. Special logs that are used for magical items, which we haven't really touched upon at this point.
What's this?
Oh, here we go. These are these little areas as well, which kind of looks like there's been a house there before, and you'll find like garden gnomes, and then there's this weird box in the middle, thing, which I don't know what it does, but sorry, I'm just getting. But I take it might also have to do with the construction of the weird thingy that I mentioned earlier. Do I not have an axe anymore?
The thing that you almost spoiled with all your details.
All right, so I'm gonna equip my golden axe now.
Benke is suggesting that you eat a green mushroom so that we can see some proper insanity stuff at one point in time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Also, there are. Oh, there's a pig over there.
Chop him down.
I can actually. Well, actually, if you should start going a bit insane, let's just drop this and just go straight over here and chill out with a evil flower. You'll notice that big arrow has gone all fat and downwards pointing. Also, another thing I noticed, when you press R2 to get up your inventory, you actually get numerical values of your health, your sanity, and your...
sweet. Yeah.
And each character does have different numbers.
And different needs as well? Or not different needs, but...
some of them...
Some more hungry than others, some stronger mentally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some are afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
And again, like the little girl who enjoys fire. Okay, so how's it going down? It's not going down a huge amount. I think I'm going to stand closer to a few more of them. Maybe it'll go down a bit faster. And now it's getting dark. This is what not to do when you're playing the game. We're just doing this for the sake of showing off. Because actually interesting things start happening when you go...
Before you do that, someone is saying, Irui is saying, pick up the box. And he follows that up with, pick up the box, it's the only way to win.
Okay, I'll pick up the box. I'll put on my bush hat. And the bush hat is cool, because I'm not exactly sure, but you can use it. And now I'm camouflaged.
Nice.
So I can camouflage myself as a bush here.
Snake style.
It's too bad you can't move around as a bush. That would be cool. Having little legs sticking out and running around.
Yeah, I was just thinking of Metal Gear Solid. If you actually had a cardboard box that you could sneak around.
I don't know if they'd dare put that in the game for fear of legal repercussions.
Yeah, probably.
All right, how's it going? It's going down very slowly. I always feel every time I go here, it might be this guy's, what's it called? Sanity level is quite high from the beginning. Because I've experienced before I actually realized that the evil flowers would take away your sanity.
Well, also you're wearing an awesome hat that protects him against anything.
Also, you'll notice here, I don't know if it was actually the spider, but some creatures make your sanity go down when you fight them.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to eat some of this monster meat. I believe that takes away my sanity as well. Yeah, it hurts both my sanity and my health, but my health is doing all right, so. I'm going to set up a little temporary campfire here, just so we're near the flowers. Oh, it's right next to a spider nest. Good job, Phil.
Someone is asking, what's the living time of this game? I think what he means is how many hours will you be able to play before boring of it? Of course, that depends on the individual player, but
exactly. Like I played it for 20 hours, and I still find it enjoyable.
Are you still finding new stuff?
Still finding new stuff. Again, like we saw here, like I'm always aware that there might be new things. And again, I haven't even gotten started on the adventure modes. I haven't explored the sinkholes. Again, that's also because sometimes I make it to day 10 and then that's it.
And
but I think my record is about day 30.
Okay.
So, oh yeah, here we go. You'll notice actually now little eyes in the dark watching me, and that's due to my my sanity level going down.
Okay.
I should probably throw some more stuff on the fire because darkness will just kill me and not make me go insane.
And as we talked about before, I think I can say for the both of us that we expect Klei Entertainment to follow up the PlayStation 4 version as hefty as they did on the PC version with new content.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, okay. So it's daytime again, start moving around. So now you'll start noticing, like in the nighttime, there was these eyes watching me. You'll notice now that the screen is kind of wobbling a bit. And you'll also notice sometimes little shadows kind of moving around. So my character is starting to see things. Oh, here we go.
It's a pig house.
And there's a little pig up here. I can attack him or I can talk to him. They're never very happy to see you. What you can do is you can feed them. I'm going to try and give this guy some berries. Oh, that gave him a stomach ache. He pooped. So I'm going to pick up. So that's another trick. If you can't find beefalo, a good trick is to set up camp near some pigs and have a source of berries. Because then if you need manure, go feed the pigs berries. They'll eat 1 stack of berries per day. If I try to give him more berries, I don't have any more now. He's learned his lesson. He'll say no thank you. But if I come back the next day, he'll eat them again because he's a pig. He's not that smart.
Did you truthfully ever think that that was something you were going to do in a game?
Not really, no. I mean...
Like, making out a system for how you get...
How I make men pigs poop themselves?
Yeah.
No.
No.
That is... We've come a long way in gaming, that's for sure.
Since Space Invaders and...
Yeah, some of those old games are really making sense now when you look at some of the stuff that's happening in games nowadays.
Just think of trying to explain someone like 20 years ago how video games was gonna evolve into this, and they would probably not have believed you.
Nope. I mean, and I very much see games going in this direction as well, because the more technology progresses, the more realistic they can make games, and then the more people realize reality is kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's more fun to do silly things maybe.
But I kind of see this as I wouldn't say the next evolution because it's more like on the same plane, but as another game that kind of explores some of the original things that, for instance, Minecraft introduced to video games, and Terraria also. The whole idea about, you know, not having a game with a necessarily set path, but just exploration being the main thing, and combining stuff and just living in this world. And for instance, the guy that asked before about how many hours you were able to spend in the game, I mean, this is really the sort of game where you can't really say that, right? Because there always seems to be new stuff to explore.
Yeah. No, but yeah, and again, like, yeah, if they keep adding content as well,
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do in this game. All right, so I'm gonna just build my chest. Why can't? Oh yeah, it's materials. Because I'm starting to run around with a full inventory, which is always annoying. Because you always want to leave some room in your inventory, because sometimes you'll come across some stuff that you really want to bring with you. All right, so I'm gonna put in my ring thing, so I'm going to store that. The bushes I'm going to plant now. The box thing. The fire dart I'm going to keep in there. The beefalo wool. That I'm going to keep.
Are there any more machines that you can make besides those two?
Not really machines, but I can make some useful stuff. I can make another farm, but maybe some more interesting stuff would be the crock pot, perhaps.
So you can cook food.
So I can cook better food. So it's probably not going to be before the next morning I'll be able to complete it, but I can get started on it. So I need 3 cut stones and some twigs. So I'll get some cut stones done here. I got plenty of normal stone, so that's always something.
And just once again, if you join us right now, or if you joined us within the last 10 minutes or so, we are playing Don't Starve on the PlayStation 4. It's also been released for PC, and it's pretty much a game about survival, surviving in this strange world where pretty much everything can happen, and a lot of unforeseen stuff happens. I'm joined by Philip, who's currently playing the game, and who turns out is pretty much an expert in this game, because he's good friends with Google, I should say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's both out for the PC and as you see right now on the PlayStation 4, and it debuted on PS Plus, so everyone who has PS Plus is able to download this game for free right now. And if you think this looks remotely interesting, definitely go ahead and do that.
And if you're not a PS Plus member, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get it, because
Yeah.
it is a great deal. I mean,
Yeah, that's become more and more of a question, right? If you have a PS4, why are you not a PS Plus member?
yeah, exactly, because you do need it now as a way of playing online.
Yeah,
and such.
that's also true. And also, if you own any other PlayStation devices like a Vita or maybe even a PlayStation 3, PS Plus will also help you with new games for those formats. So it's a pretty good deal.
Also, if you're a PlayStation 3 owner and don't have a PS4 yet, but are considering getting one down the line, and are not a PS Plus member yet, it's still a good idea to get it, because you'll still be able to mark items that are for free for
really?
PS4 as purchased
Oh, I
on
didn't
your
know that.
account. So once you have your PS4, you have a nice little library of games. Same
Yeah.
goes for Vita. So you'll be able to access, I believe the Vita content can be accessed from the PS3. You might need to go on the PC to access the PS4 content. But basically, you just buy it, and it'll go into your download list, ready for you to download once you have the...
I did not know that. That's pretty awesome. Again, it might sound like we're actually getting paid by Sony to say this, but seriously, PS Plus, I've said this several times, but I just think the concept is really cool behind PS Plus, but the execution from Sony's side is just, I mean, amazing.
Yeah. And the big question is, of course, can they keep it up?
Yeah.
Because what worried me a bit when it comes to PS Plus was when they announced Drive Club being a PS Plus game at launch. They pushed it afterwards, but it was called Drive Club Plus.
Yeah.
It was a special PS Plus version that didn't have the full content.
Yep.
And I started getting this bad feeling, is this where PS Plus is headed?
Yeah.
Are you getting light versions of the game for free now
Yep.
and having to still purchase DLC? So far, we haven't seen any situations where this has happened, but I really hope that they don't go down that path.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea about that. But I mean, with all the goodwill that Sony have secured through PS Plus right now, and the way they've handled all the game releases on PS Plus right now, I have a hard time seeing that. I mean, it would destroy a lot of all the good they've done. So I foresee that in the future we will see a lot of the really cool upcoming indie games as part of PS Plus. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
And also just sprinkling it with some big releases once in a while. I don't know, but that's how I think it will go.
But also, I mean, so far, oh, here we go, the eyes are there again.
Well, that's because you're Insanity.
Yeah, exactly, and I haven't really done anything to bring it back up. But I'm going to try and keep it around here, because that makes it more interesting if it's kind of midway. Because also, there will be things happening if it hits almost zero, where actually, well, some of the shadows might actually start interacting with you a bit and the world around you. So it's not just things you're seeing, they can be dangerous if you're not careful.
I think we answered this before, but there's a user asking, does cooked food fill your health better than raw food?
Yes.
Yep.
Both health and my hunger. There is a difference between health and hunger. So that's why I'm always cooking the food before I eat it. And also, let me just see if I can build another farm here. I can, because this is one of the things that you want to do as well to make sure that you have kind of a steady source of food, is to keep these farms going with some berries and stuff.
The user Thunderain has said quite a lot that he wants you to craft an ice box.
Yes, an ice box is a very good item to build. I haven't actually tried building one, because one of the needed components to craft an ice box, I'll show it off here, if I can remember where it is. Is it here? Again, it's not. I don't always find it completely obvious which category the different items will be in.
Okay.
It can be, because again, I would think that an ice box will go into what's called the science category. It doesn't. Then maybe the structures, hay wall, wood wall, blah blah. potted fern. No, I don't see a potted fern as a structure myself. It might be up here in survival. It's fishing rod, heat stone, bug nets, umbrellas, tents. Again, you can see there's a lot of stuff you can build. It isn't here.
But what does the icebox do? Is it just a freezer? Or?
It basically, it extends the how do you say, the durability of your food items.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to, if you build an icebox during the summer, you can freeze food for the winter.
Ah, amazing stuff.
Also, but the thing is, you need some materials that are called gears, which are dropped by these pretty tough enemies, and I have only come across them once in the world in the time I've played. Yeah. I guess it's also just because I get very settled in the area and I just keep farming that area. But which are these mechanical enemies, and they will drop these gears. You can also find them randomly around the world.
And the gears you use for?
Well, you get these gears that you can use to craft the icebox and craft other more advanced items, but I haven't gotten to that point yet myself.
Okay.
I just planted my berry bushes as well up here that I had on me, that I picked up. But you'll notice they're not looking too well. And if I inspect it, I think it needs to be fertilized. So this is another place where the fertilizer. So I'm going to fertilize. There we go. Oh, they're looking nice. And now it's just a matter of waiting for them to start producing berries. I believe I can also fertilize down here my crops. Yeah, see, there you go, almost instantly. It takes a step away at least every time I fertilize. So I'm going to harvest, and I'm going to plant some new seeds.
I do love, by the way, that we are currently playing on PlayStation 4, some would say the world's most advanced gaming console, and we're playing a beautiful 2D game.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
something really cool about that.
Yeah, I mean, this game could easily be pulled off on the PS3, I believe, but
yeah, I can't see any reason.
I think it's a question of where the sales are happening right now, games-wise. And I believe it is also in Sony's best interest to release it on the newer systems.
Yeah, and also you got to feel good for a company like Klei Entertainment. Yes. They're one of the first companies to have one of the full games debut on PS Plus. Hopefully that will do a lot of good things for them because they're really talented bunch of people. If you don't know, Klei Entertainment is also the company that did what was it, Mark of the Ninja?
Yes, yeah.
And they did the Shank series, and they currently have a beta out for, I believe, like stealth, sneaking, futuristic game. I can't remember the name of it. But I mean, just a company doing some really good stuff, and you certainly wish that this becomes a huge success for them.
All right, you'll notice me doing something a bit weird here. I'm lighting trees on fire. But that's because to make my crock pot, I need coal. So I need to burn down some trees to make coal.
Okay.
Let's see if I can light up here. The others will catch fire. Yeah, there we go. I'm starting a little bit of a chain reaction here. So once I've burned down a tree, it becomes this kind of crisp standing there. I'll equip my axe, I'll chop it, and it should drop some charcoal. There we go. There's some ashes here as well. So bushes drop ashes, and full-grown trees drop charcoal once you chop them.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. These are, I actually forgot to mention these, hounds. I'm actually not using the best weapon that I can right now. I'm gonna look for, where's my, actually I can pause the game right here. There we go. I'm gonna select that.
Oh, spear.
A spear, does a bit more damage. That's the thing that you want to prepare yourself for. On the 10th night, on day 10 at night, you will get attacked by dogs. And it happens in in regular intervals. I think next one is night 18.
Okay.
And they can be quite annoying because if you're not prepared for them to show up, usually you get a bit more warning as well. The character will start mentioning what's that sound or who's out there, show yourself, and you'll hear this growling kind of noise. So usually you get a couple of minutes to prepare yourself to, if you've made some kind of body armor, you can put that on, ready your weapon. And also you want to watch out because these were the basic dogs. They were okay to fight.
Yeah.
But second time I experienced the second wave of dogs, there was 3 dogs, and one of them was called a red dog. If you're going to fight the red dog, you're going to want to keep away from your camp because it explodes in a fireball when it dies.
Okay.
And I had a field pretty much filling up the whole entire screen of berry bushes
No.
that went up in flames in the wintertime. So yes, you would have heard a lot of yelling if you were my neighbor that night.
Son. Okay, so we just had another editor join the chat, Ricardo, and he's asking, is it weird to play a game with no clear end game in sight?
I think myself and probably many other players have gotten used to that now through games like Minecraft and Terraria and such. It's become more normal for games to kind of have a more open sandbox feel to them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Minecraft and Terraria, a lot of it being about constructing and building, playing Legos.
Yeah, this is more just about survival, right?
Exactly.
But I mean, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of permadeath. I like the idea, but I seldom play games where it's a part of the game.
Yeah.
But permadeath being almost part of the challenge here actually kind of like snuck into the game in a way that actually made me like it. I mean, it becomes part of the challenge, whereas in I don't know, a game like XCOM or something like that, I always just feel it to be very punishing. Where in this, it kind of made me want to do better.
It's part of the gameplay, for sure. Also in this game, also if you want to play it completely like a pure player, not use any Google, it is the whole idea of trial by error.
Yep.
It's you're gonna die a lot if you don't Google your way, and actually even if you don't, or if you do, you're gonna die a lot. But you're gonna learn from your mistakes, and you're gonna go back in. And again, it's the only way to unlock new characters as well. If I quit the game right now, I'll save my game, but I won't get any of the XP until my character's dead.
Yeah, that's a really cool design. Design way of doing it.
And also, I believe there is a minimum amount of days that your character has to survive, and that amount grows for each character. So you can't just jump in, make a character, jump out, get some XP, and just grind it that way. I believe it gets more and more difficult. Like you have to stay alive more and more days before you're even awarded any XP. And also, the XP is determined by your actions in the game. How many animals you've killed. Oh, here we go. See this little guy up here, Shadow, who's kind of following me around. He'll show up once in a while. And if my sanity goes down a lot further, he will actually start becoming a bit of a nuisance. But I'm doing all right for now.
Yeah, I was actually. Oh wow, your sanity is really.
Yeah, it's about halfway down now.
Yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised about how much the game makes you care for your character. Because I might have started out the game just with this character 20 times or so, but every time I, for instance, got to enough days that he started to grow a beard, or that I found a cool hat like that.
Yeah.
It really makes you, not want to die, which is of course the purpose of the game. But it's really cool that it accomplishes you actually caring about your character.
Yeah. And also,
and not only that,
I've lost characters where I've built out this whole farm system. I have the perfect system set up. Actually, I'm getting kind of low on hunger here, and these two farms aren't giving me a lot of food. So I think I'm going to try and hunt some rabbits.
Wabbits.
Also, just to give players an idea of how to do it, there's two ways of doing it. I've built myself a trap here. You can either just place a trap by dropping it on the ground and then finding some kind of food to bait the trap with.
Mm-hmm.
Rabbits, obviously, carrots are a good idea.
Yeah.
But again, you give up a carrot to gain a rabbit, and it's only a minute amount more hunger it satisfies. I've found, actually, because you'll notice every rabbit has its own rabbit hole. Oh, see, this guy was a bit too quick. But if you manage to place yourself between the rabbit and its rabbit hole, see, it will actually run away. This is not the greatest one because there's a rock in the way. Try with this guy over here. Let's figure out who lives in this hole here. Okay, so this guy here wants to go this hole. I'm going to place a trap right between him and the hole. I'm just going to go in. Oh, I went a bit too close to him. There. There. Inspect. Oh, no, I didn't get him. But it's a way of actually catching rabbits without them, without having to find carrots. Oh, no. I'm doing very badly now. So yeah, and you'll find rabbits usually in an area where there's lots of them. So you can, yeah, there's another one up here. And there's only that one hole in the area, so.
Should also mention again, for those of you who didn't see it, we have one disc with Killzone Shadowfall up for grabs. Participate in the chat, and we will probably do, what, a random draw?
Yeah.
Have you come up with
I'm having a hard time coming up with, we'll see. We'll come up with something. Otherwise it will be a...
Killzone Shadowfall for the PS4, of course. It might look like a janky disc, but it is a promo copy, so no worries. You will be able to play it on all sorts of PlayStation 4 consoles. I think we'll end up doing a random draw, so participate in the chat, and maybe you'll win the game.
Excellent game also, by the way.
Yep.
Very much one of those games that you want if you have a PS4 to show off the visuals.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if not for anything else, then just to say to your friends, this is why I bought a PlayStation 4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been out here for a while hunting rabbits, and I'm not doing very, very well. I've only caught one, which I almost let go again. Oh, I should probably just pick up this stuff up here that I left here last time.
Yeah, Arthur said about the traps that you can just place it directly on the rabbit hole, which is a trick you could also use in the beta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because what I found is if the rabbit is up and I place it too close to the hole, the rabbit will actually make it into the hole before the trap springs.
Okay.
But there might be, I mean, right now it's turning, when it gets to evening time, the rabbits will all return to their holes, so that's not a great time to hunt them. But let me just see here. This guy, yeah, see, he's going back now. Yes, I caught him just as he was going back. Just gonna throw this. No, actually, because now my inventory's full again. Yeah.
Again, it's very easy to spot that killing things come naturally to you.
Well, it's not dead yet, because if you look at it, I have a rabbit. I do have the option to murder the rabbit. I like that. It's not kill, it's murder. Okay, so I'm going to try out the hole, setting down the trap on top of the hole, because what I'm...
Oh,
I need some food right now. I'm going to eat some of this monster meat. I know it does hurt me, my sanity and such, but I'm going to drop the trap. It drops right at my feet.
It seems like a lot of the users on the chat right now are also people playing the game.
Yes.
Because they have like a lot of advice for what you should do or why you're not doing certain stuff. Irui just said, you just got a fire stuff like that? Question mark. Lucky.
Yes. Again, it's only the second time I've actually tried coming by one of these. What's this? Why is it all black? That's weird. The icon down here looks very weird for a rabbit. It looks like some other animal.
Looks like a were-rabbit or something like that.
That's another thing in the game. The moon phases. You'll notice as well, once we hit nighttime, you'll actually get a little picture of the moon.
Yeah.
And the full moon does play a part. You're going to want to watch out where you place your camp. Placing it too close to the pigs might get you in trouble, because when there's a full moon, they turn into were-pigs.
Of course.
So, yes, you're going to want to watch out for that moon phase, because if there are were-pigs in the area, they hurt and they're aggressive.
That's why I burned down the whole town when I played the game.
And you're giving me a hard time. You burned down a whole town.
Yeah, well, were pigs.
So I'm going to cook some of this food. I'm going to eat some of it too. Yeah, see, I messed up before. That's why you haven't actually seen me make the crock pot yet. I actually managed to use some of the charcoal that I was going to use for the crock pot on the fire.
Yeah, I was good. You didn't build a crock pot, right?
What is that again? Again, I get...
Food, maybe? Or what are you searching for?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm looking for the crock pot. Yeah, there you go. I'm missing 2. Okay, so I didn't have enough before anyway either. I need 3 more charcoal pieces. Another thing I'm going to do, just for the sake of it, place a lightning rod. Because there will be times when there's rain showers and lightning strikes. And I've also experienced losing entire farms and bushes due to lightning, which is also very annoying. Also because the lightning rod is not that hard to build. Oh,
so that will divert?
It will take the light. It will shoot lightning. It will even start glowing, so it gives a bit of light. I don't know actually if you can use it for anything except just that little glow and it looks cool. But Oh yeah, my brain isn't doing too great now. You can see it's all shriveled up. It's kind of... Right, so I had a torch in my chest. I'm going to bring that out. Let's see. Oh, it's up here. So take it. So I'm just going to go and burn some more trees to get some charcoal. But there's so much stuff you can do in this game. Again, here you have a beehive, which you can attack to, in order to get honey and bees from it. Or you can build, what's it called? You can build a bug net and catch some bees, and you can make your own beehive, which will produce honey, which is very good for your hunger. But it does take a while to produce the honey, and you want the bees to be placed in the area where there's a lot of flowers so they can actually get the pollen and so on.
It's so cool that it's like a whole working ecosystem.
Yeah, you kind of have to think. Like again, I built a beehive near my camp at one point, and it was in a rock area, and I was wondering like, why is it taking so long to get just a small amount of honey? But again, it's like obviously the bees are going miles away to come back because. All right, so here I should probably watch out where I start the fire because I'll risk burning down the entire forest. I'll try this little area here. It looks like these couple of trees are kind of on their own. And I can actually light fires with the torch right from my inventory. I can choose light by left on the D-pad. It does put it in my inventory, but I'm going to take it away from my equip because, again, the torch degrades when I'm holding it.
Yeah.
So a good way to do it is take it out, light it, and then put it away again, because then you have it for later. Also, a torch is always nice to have in case you get caught out in the open.
Of course.
All right, and then I need my axe, which I put... I'm not as organized as I usually am with my inventory either. Usually I try to keep my tools in one end of the inventory bar.
Yeah.
And another thing I haven't mentioned, you'll notice I also pick up pine cones when I chop down trees. These allow me to actually plant new trees.
Okay.
So I can do one as an example here. I can go like this, bam. And this one will eventually grow into a tree.
Yeah, of course.
An evergreen sapling there.
Sultan, if the users want to write to you, how do they do that on the chat? If the users on the chat want to contact you, how do they do that for the price? Okay. Yeah, okay.
Otherwise, maybe the viewers have an idea of how we can kind of settle this.
Yeah, you guys have the next 10 minutes to come up with a good way to win this. So you both are able to win it and to make up the competition. If a good idea doesn't come up before that, I think we'll just randomly pick someone to win it.
Yeah, we'll just come up with a word. You type in the chat, and then anybody typing that word will be in the in the draw. Okay, so
yeah, Thunderain, who has turned out to be quite an expert when it comes to this game, just give you props. Thunderain says, when you're very close to go insane, the rabbit is gonna go black. So that's probably why it happened before.
Ah, there we go. That's, yeah, okay, of course. So cute animals start looking kind of evil.
As they wouldn't realize.
Because it's gone back to normal now as well, because my sanity went up a bit.
And you're on what, day 12?
Yeah. All right, so don't I have enough of the car? Oh, okay. I need more cut stones, of course, because I used some of the cut stones that I had for building the lightning rod.
We just had a new user named Wyman join the chat, and his suggestion is, first guy named Wyman should win. Yeah, we're probably not going to go with that, but nice try.
All right, so now I've built my crock pot, and I can start putting stuff into it, different food items. So I've put some carrots, some corn, some berries. It always needs 4 items in there. So let's throw in a rabbit. I can't just throw it in as it is. I'm going to have to, you guessed it, murder it.
As if you weren't waiting to do that.
All right, and then I get this morsel, which I can cook.
Do you also get a pelt or anything from it?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Oh, before it turns completely night, I should go check on my trap that I set up here. Yeah, you can see it's moving around. So actually, yeah, it's a good trick here is to place a trap on top of the rabbit hole at night, and then in the daytime, see if I can catch this guy. Kind of messing with him. He really wants to go home.
That's insanely evil, isn't it?
There.
Wow.
And then place another one on top of this one, I believe, and then that will be ready for me when he gets out in the morning. And did I plant new? Yes, I did. Okay, so throw some poop on the fire here. Oh, and here we go. It's done cooking. It takes a little while, so I can harvest this, which is not a great choice of words, I find. And I've made meatballs.
Nice.
So let's eat those and pay attention to my hunger level up there. Boom. That pretty much gave me almost halfway up.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So again, the crock pot is really the way you want to go.
The growth of trees and everything around you.
Yes.
Does that also stall or go slower when it gets to winter?
I found that the evergreens, the trees, grow faster. It might just be me being in an area where they're all kind of, because they'll make this little sound and it'll get bigger. But crops and berry bushes go very, very slowly.
What about animal life?
Animal life is actually okay, because the rabbits will turn, like most of the animals will change colors. The beefalo, the rabbits will turn white.
Okay.
Even the koalefant that I have running around will have a different version.
Okay.
Which will drop a different kind of trunk, which will allow me to build an even better jacket that I can wear.
Of course, you have explored that.
Also,
when is the optimal time to kill this sweet animal?
Well, it should be sometime during the summer, but again, I haven't actually come by a good area to do it. Again, I haven't actually fought one myself because I've been too scared, because it looks like it might hurt when it attacks. Because there are these swamp areas which are good for, you can collect reeds, which you can make paper or papyrus out of. Yeah. And I was playing with a character at the time which needed these for their special abilities. And in these swamp areas, there are these tentacles that hide underneath the kind of water, and they hurt a lot, and they're aggressive to all animal life. So I was easily able to herd a koalefant out there and let it fight the tentacle.
For some reason, I find that even more evil than you yourself killing it. Like, come out here, friend. This will be fun.
I should probably store this hat as well, so I'm not wearing it. And yes, the fire staff. A little Fallout reference there with the song that they used from the Ink Spots, I believe. I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire. Used for their trailer.
Benke, one of our editors, just wrote, "I've been killed by a koalefant. It didn't want to be my friend."
Oh. Well, considering it will only attack you if you attack it, you weren't a very good friend. But again, yes, there is the whole system as well of needing to balance out. Like right here in the summertime, it's fine. I can run around with my backpack. I can collect a lot of stuff. But when it gets to winter, when you want to start wearing a jacket, you're going to have to sacrifice the extra inventory slots. Also, if I was to fight the koalefant, I would probably design, make myself. If you look in the this category here, I can make myself a grass suit, which is light armor. Log suit is a bit more. And then if I go back to the crafting station, I can even make a marble suit. Okay. Which is, it slows you down.
Marble suit?
Yeah, it slows you down a lot, but it's the best protection you can get. You can even also make helmets and stuff.
Must be extremely heavy,
yeah.
I figure. I'm sorry to say, everyone on chat, but you haven't really come up with the best of competition so far. So I think we'll say that within the 5 minutes, we have like 15 minutes to go. So within the last 5 minutes, you will have some sort of strange word related to this game that all the users want to win this game, Killzone Shadow 4 for the PS4, in a really strange but really cool red and white version. We'll have to send to Solfin, who's right now manning everything behind the screen. And Solfin, once again, how can they write to you? Yeah. Yeah, so they'll just write the word we choose in the chat, and it will be the first guy, and we'll contact them afterwards. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Sure, we'll do that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so within the last 5 minutes, that's in 10 minutes from now, Philip will come up with a word. I hope you will not just design a word yourself.
No, it will be
related to the game.
Related to the game.
And everyone who wants to participate, win this cool prize, Killzone Shadowfall for the PS4, has to write it in the chat. The first person, I should say, to write it correctly in the chat will win the game, and we'll contact you afterwards on this chat to get your details so that we may send the game to you. Hope that's fair for everyone. Be ready at your keyboards, I should say.
Okay, so gonna go down here and start, because again, my hunger levels are going down quite a bit, but I managed to pick up a lot of different stuff I can use to cook. So here, back to base camp. Another good idea is if you're running low on inventory space and everything, you can leave stuff in the crock pot to simmer, I guess.
Yeah. Make better.
And let's just see. Yeah, well, let's try this then. I'll put in a bunch of carrots, so there's no meat in this one, and we'll see what that comes up with. There, and we're gonna
grab the bird.
Cook it.
Oh.
Rah. Nah. They usually get away. You do need a bird trap to catch the birds. And again, they work very much like the rabbit traps, where you can just leave them there and hope a bird kind of jumps into them. You can't really push birds into them there, or you can bait them using seeds.
The idea about pushing a bird is really cool, though.
Oh, we have another rabbit in the trap up here. You'll also notice that the trap actually does degrade when I pick it up. You can see at the bottom here, it has 25% durability left.
Yeah.
So they don't work forever. But they're fairly simple to construct. I believe it takes twigs and grass.
Yeah.
So that's a good steady way of getting food. And also, I think it's probably one of the better ways to get food during the winter, because also, as many farms as you might have going on in your base camp, in the wintertime, seeds are very hard to come by. Kind of like real life, like, you know, birds and stuff are having a hard time finding them, so why should it be easier for a human?
Yeah, I'm just going to mention this one last time. If you just joined, we're playing Don't Starve on the PlayStation 4. I'm currently sitting here with Philip, who's kind of an expert on the game, I take it. I think should be clear by now. We are playing on the PlayStation 4. The game is also out on the PC. What makes it extra cool on the PlayStation 4 right now is that it's part of PS Plus. So if you have PS Plus, you're actually able to download the game for free. In 5 minutes-ish, we will be giving out Killzone Shadowfall also for the PlayStation 4. The competition is going to be that Philip is going to come up with a word that's related to the game. And the first one to write the word and actually spell it properly, which is going to be a challenge maybe, in the chat will win the game. Solfin, our tech guy who's behind the camera right now, is going to contact the winner afterwards and get your details. So make sure that if you are the winner, make sure to stay on the chat so that we may get your details and we can send the game to you. That's in about 5 minutes-ish, so stay tuned.
All right, so gonna cook some more here because my health is not doing too great. So I'm gonna murder another rabbit. So we like to do it in this game.
See how you smile every time you murder something? Okay, you had great success with your cooking before.
I did do the carrots and vegetables only, and that produced a ratatouille, I believe, which was not the best. It gave me more, definitely, than the usual. So let's see what I got here. More meatballs, but again, we know the meatballs are good, so I'm going to eat some right away.
It's quite picky if he doesn't like ratatouille, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, my memory of it, I was playing a different character. It was actually the ratatouille would give me a bit more than it did here. Maybe the different characters might have different preferences and taste.
Again, it shouldn't really come as a surprise by now, because there's there seems at least to be so many details in the game as to how the different stuff affects the different characters and the world in general.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, people just writing random words in the chat right now.
To be clear, it's not the first person to write the word, so don't bother guessing already.
Nope.
Even if you get the word right now, you'll still go into the
Exactly. So
the random draw.
Emil Nissen, who's already written Beefalo, Qualiphant, Smallish, Tall Bird. We have not started the competition yet. You're not eligible to win Killzone yet. So wait 5 more minutes or so. Okay, so what's your plan for the next day?
I don't know. I mean, food-wise,
Gold.
should I go for some gold?
Stone or something manly where you have to break down stuff.
I can't cook my cane, of course. I'm gonna pick up my cane. I'm gonna do my little speed run down to the.
Do you think multiplayer? We just
You know, I don't know if players noticed the little red bottom there, but this one is in heat, and it doesn't seem to. Yeah, see, there you go. It's got the little telltale heat sign.
Yeah, we talked about multiplayer before not being part of the game as it is right now, but do you think it will be something that will be added to the game in the future?
I don't think.
And we are purely speculating.
Exactly. I don't see. I think the developers are pretty set on the game being the way they want it to be. I think there's plenty of opportunity for more content, but I think they're pretty set on this being a single-player game. Also because I know that multiplayer is a very requested feature in the game.
Oh, so they have commented on it before?
I don't know if they've actually returned with any comments, but the fact is it's been so requested and still no multiplayer tells me that they might they might not be willing to put it in.
Okay.
Again, sometimes you do have to leave it up to the developers' vision of how they see the game, because also, again, sometimes multiplayer can take away from what the developer had in mind for a game. And also, it might just be a case of balancing. It might become too easy with 2 players. So one guy can be the food gatherer. But again, I see that as a kind of a cool idea, to have a gatherer person and a farmer and so on. You can make a little community.
Yeah, that's true.
But that might be something for another game developer to take on board. We want simulations where we can have a little farm, and we can have a little tribe, a little society.
Yeah, because this game doesn't have enough possibilities as it is. So.
But it also seems like developers have taken this on board a bit. Again, if you look at games like The Division, it seems very much like you're kind of building up this little group of people, of other players that you work with, and you're going to have to go out and scavenge for fresh water and so on to keep the community going. Yeah. And it's you versus a bunch of other players.
I'm kind of, I'm really excited about the Division as most seem to be, but I'm kind of interested in seeing how big a part of the game that will be, or if it would just be, random loot that you pick up, like water rations or food rations or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I would love to see a game kind of like inspired by, The Walking Dead or something, where you have a small group of people and you have to do what you need to do to survive, and you can either choose to work with other groups of players, trade with them.
What's the name of the third-person zombie game that's? It was out on Xbox 360 arcade like half a year ago or so, and it's just like a month ago been released on the PC.
I'm not sure. I'm not much of an Xbox guy, I have to admit. So,
yeah, that sounds very much like what you are describing right now, where you have to keep up the teamwork with your AI players and also make sure that everyone has food and survive and stuff like that. I can't remember the name of it.
So
State of Decay, Bing is
State of Decay, okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Bing.
All right, so I just stole a tall bird egg, but I have a walking stick, so I'm quite a lot faster than it is. So we'll see now if it will follow me all the way back to main camp.
Okay, so in 1 minute or so, everyone who wants to win Killzone for the PlayStation 4, Killzone was Shadowfall, of course, for the PlayStation 4, will need to participate in the chat. And the winner will be the person who writes down the word that Philip comes up with first, and also spells it properly. So, and that's in the chat. So, yeah, in 1 minute or so.
We're doing it first come, or are we doing a random draw?
First come, I think.
First come? All right, up to you. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to try and cook a tall bird egg here real quick. I've never done this before.
Should we do random?
I don't know. Maybe random is a bit more
fair.
Fair to the viewers that might have a bit more latency watching this.
Well, you're the expert today, so.
I think we should do a random draw, and then you'll be contacted once the stream is over.
For anyone raging out there right now, that's Philip. I'm Thomas. It's Philip's suggestion. He likes to kill stuff, so he has a bit of bad karma as is. So he'll take the heat of this.
I'm fully prepared to take the heat for it. I believe it is. I've had too many situations in other cases than this where first come, first serve doesn't quite work out.
That's true. That's true. It's probably more fair.
But again, shall we say the entries will stop as soon as the stream stops.
Yep.
So we will cut it off there. So you can't keep going after we stop the stream.
True.
There we go. So that's a way of.
Okay, Sulfan just let us know that we need to find a winner before we end the stream. So.
Okay, well then let's get going then.
You ready with the word?
Yes.
Okay, so let's just. We agree that you guys have 4 minutes left. If you want to win Killzone Shadowfall, you have to write the word in the chat that Phillips is going to mention in a couple of seconds now. If you write it in the chat within the 4 next minutes, we will do a random draw of who wins the game. So, Philip, go ahead.
And the word will be actually a 2-word bush hat. It says right there on screen as well.
And it is an awesome hat.
It is an awesome hat, and I will do a little bush hat dance for everybody.
Bush hat.
Bush hat.
Write it in the chat if you want to win Killzone.
And how long do people have to write it? If we have to find the winner, how long do they have from now until?
Just until actually we have to find a winner before the
yeah. So how long should we give them?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, so
Yep.
5 minutes from now it will end, and we will find a winner.
And we have a couple of entrants already, so that's pretty cool. And I think you should find a winner as well afterwards.
Sure. Okay.
So meanwhile, your insanity has, or actually your sanity has gone down. You're at full health, but your sanity is up, isn't it?
My sanity is at 99. I believe it starts at 150, maybe 200.
Okay,
it looks like it's about halfway, so 200
Yeah.
is probably where I'm at.
But you are almost on the verge of starving.
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
So I'm going to cook some more here. Oh, and also my fire's dying up here.
As Benke probably just said, bush hat feels a bit like a dirty word, doesn't it?
I was thinking also to ensure that I can properly pick a random winner. I don't know if this computer here has access to the internet. Maybe find a randomizer, because then you just tell me the number of entrants that there are, and we will have a randomizer on the computer. Find a random number. If there's 10 entrants.
Wow, you're making this really complicated.
Trying to make it fair.
And extremely fair.
I believe.
Do you know the site with randomizer?
I believe you just Google randomizer. It will give you a very decent.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, maybe you want to take over then.
Oh yeah, I'll probably die in a matter of seconds or so. Birds.
All right. So.
Okay, the shadow thing there. Shouldn't be worried about that.
Not at this point, no.
Pick up. Actually, you can also grab.
I'll
the
grab this
iPad
one here and keep an eye on it. Then I'll also be able to.
And give everyone a number, and I'll just pick up random stuff. Oh, there's a trap.
All right.
Yeah, Philip has just come up with a really elaborate way of finding a winner. Pine corners, that's something I can eat. Cook. Okay.
Just gonna get started on it over here because I can already tell there's quite a few.
Doom dee doom dee doom dee doom dee. This is bad if the only thing I can find is grass.
Well, you're on a grass field, so I wouldn't be too surprised.
Attack!
Also, another thing you'll notice that I
Yes.
forgot to mention is the weather also affects your mood.
Kill it.
So, because it's raining right now.
Kill it! Why won't you kill it?
Are we really going to end the stream with you chasing rabbits?
Of course. Yeah,
Okay, so it's over now, the contest. I'm just going to do a quick count here.
I'm gonna pause the game. Maybe if you can focus on Philip.
Okay, so
Soften.
I'm just going to count right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we have 16, so I'm just going to put in one more number.
I'll just show the game meanwhile. If, yeah, there it is.
And I'm going to hit randomize right now. And the winner is number 4. So that is going to be, let's see, first one, 1, 2, 3. So Eager Beaver, you are the winner of Killzone. I'm just going to double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So Eager Beaver at 8:57. You said Bush Hat. You are the winner.
Congrats. And with that, I think this is going to be the end of our stream today. Anything you want to add?
No, definitely check out the game if you're a PlayStation Plus member. If you're not a PlayStation Plus member, become one as quickly as possible.
Also, it's out on PC, so
Yes.
you can check it out there as
Definitely
well.
on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Let him know I'll contact him after.
yeah.
Oh yes, of course, Eager Beaver. You will be contacted directly by us for more details on how to get you your prize.
So make sure to stay on the chat for just a couple of more minutes, and Solfan will take care of you, get your address, and take it from there. With that, I think you want to end this. You want to say goodbye?
Well, yes.
Do the outro.
Yes, thank you for watching, and tune in again tomorrow, I believe.
Yep.
There's another stream going up.
Yeah, we have news tomorrow, and we also have GR Friday nights where we're going to play Call of Duty Ghosts. So if you want to participate in that as well, make sure to check out our GR Friday nights Facebook page where you can get all the details for how to participate, what's up for grabs, and everything. I believe we're playing from 5 to 6, and it's going to be exclusively on the PS4. So check out our Facebook page for the last details, and we'll see you then.